Good afternoon. Hey, Cromel. Thanks for being here. I don't know why YouTube changed the spelling to crumb. What the heck's going on? So, hello, the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is Thursday, April 9th. Wow, we're already 9 days into the month. Crazy. It's crazy. And here locally, now I got to find my phone. And I'm making a mess. I'm telling you. It is 54 degrees. So outside it's beautiful. Inside it's chilly in my house. Krumel. Krum is the English translation of the Dutch word krumel. Isn't oh my God, but it automatically did it. I wouldn't know that. That's amazing. That's amazing. How are you? Are you enjoying being home? Are you feeling all right? I hope so. So yeah, what's the weather doing by you? What's your temperature? Is it sunny or is it rainy and dreary? My tulips are starting to burst out of the earth. No flowers yet, but they're coming. You happen to know that I love my flowers. It's a dream. At my old house, I wanted to create those Kuchenhof fields of tulips. Hey, Mish. So nice to see you, sweetheart. I'll give an update in a minute of me, of what's going on. But, Mish, what's it doing by you weather-wise? I think last time I was with you on your channel, you were in a Google Meet, actually, and I think there was a tornado coming your way. So, scary Banary. I am having lumbago and can't walk. Oh no. I don't really even know what that is. I'm going to look up what that word means because I don't know what it is. Oh, wow. That stinks. Pain in the back. It was twisting winds, lol. We are safe and sound again. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, you never know. In the world, the weather is just nuts. We've been, it's almost like Mother Nature is a yo-yo. We had some warm temperatures. Now, when I say warm, high 60s, low 70s, drop down to 30 degrees. I'm irritated in my nose. I don't think you can see that it's red, but I'm not sick that way. That's not what's been bothering me. But it's I'm irritated, and I don't know. None of us know if we're coming or going. So I know it's a little bizarre, I have to say, but it's April. And as everything comes bursting through the earth, we're happy. We want to see the magic that is spring. And I would imagine where you are, Mish, things are bursting out of the ground like crazy because you're much warmer than I am. Everything up in the air these days. Karen Suki is here. Hi, I'm waiting for a call from sisters, so not sure. Well, I'm just happy you're here. So, let's see. So it's almost 5 past the hour. I guess I'll dive in. So yeah, I've been feeling under the weather, heart-related stuff. And it's going to really tie into our topic for today as we talk about more emergence and wrapping the law of attraction in. But um, been feeling, oh, happy early birthday, sweetheart. Whose birthday? Whose birthday? Mish's birthday? Hold on. Do I know that it's Mish's birthday? I don't know that I know that it's Mish's birthday. Hold on, Mish. Do we know that it's your birthday? Do, 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 do. Somebody's birthday. Whose birthday? Oh, it's you. It's Karen's birthday. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw Karen Suki. I thought it was you, Karen, writing to Mish. It's Mish writing to you. All right. Well, we'll see you on the 21st because I think we said it's a Tuesday. Now I got to go back and look at my thing. Hang on. Karen Suki. Yes, it's we have a couple of weeks. So we'll try not to forget that, Karen. Karen is tomorrow? I thought hers was the 21st. Oh, Heaney is tomorrow. Okay. All right. Jeez Louise. y'all got me flummoxed. So, all right, where was I in my thought process? Oh, heart. So the heart's been sorry, I gotta turn that off. And let me just shut the phone. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I didn't expect that to ring a dingy. What was I saying? My heart. So we've adjusted some meds. I have the shakes. I have a lot of palpitations. As you all know, I've struggled with sleep. So that hasn't been helping me. And so I'm extra exhausted. And what ends up happening is I can't tell if the chest pains are real. And of course they're real, but are they indicative of something more? So I'm going to have some more tests coming down the pike. But I've been feeling just out of sorts. And, it's impacted other parts of my body. So that's why I've been a little bit MIA. And when I'm really weak or dizzy, and I couldn't really keep food in, anyway, without getting into all the details, I just wasn't feeling really great. So, and even today, I went outside to start working in the garden. I figured I'd do a little bit at a time. Well, yesterday, I think I worked outside for maybe 2 hours and had to come inside and take a nap for like 3 hours. So, you're like, is it my heart or am I really out of shape? And I think I'm really out of shape. And I went today as well to just, do a little bit. And it's humbling. I don't know if anybody else, experiences um, as we mature. Holy crap, does it take longer to get back into shape and, get yourself in some semblance of order. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, it's nuts. All right, I'm gonna just check the chat because I feel a little discombobulated here. Um, okay. Okay, that may work. I had Fiona's mixed up with my daughters. Oh, it was Fiona's bed, and I miss Fiona's tomorrow. We are cosmic twins, so no wonder it got confused. Um, all right, dun 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 dun. Mish says, I love you guys all so much. Hold on to each other and elevate, motivate instead of allowing all the yuck to stay like I had been for so long. True. I hear that in Ecuador. I lived on the 19th floor. Every month there were 1 or 2 days the electricity would be off, so no elevator, and I had to stop and rest. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not old. Um, I am slightly, I've been working on words, so because I don't want to put it out into the universe, but I struggle since this whole heart event thing, and I don't feel as energetic as I once did. And that's hard. It just is. It is what it is, right? I am what I am, as they say, as Popeye would say. And so this month, we've been talking a lot about what's beneath our surface, right? What's beginning to show. And then adding the law of attraction, where it becomes this energetic soil. And I'm going to keep using my garden metaphor because I think that's what helps me understand the concepts of what emergence mean. What does the law of attraction mean? How do I grow? And, when I think about it for me here in New England, emergence with, our inner world, just like a little seed, it's starting to peek up out of the soil, right? It's starting to break through. And if we think about what the law of attraction is, or the fourth universal law, the law of attraction, it's not always just thinking happy thoughts and everything will come to you. Oh, I want that Mercedes. It's just going to come to me. It's deeper than that. And we've talked about that in the past. But what we consistently hold emotionally, energetically, behaviorally, physically becomes that pattern that emerges in our life. Emergence isn't random, right? It's patterned. What I mean by that, it's really revealing what's been living inside us and what do we want to come out. And so when we think about the moment that seed breaks the soil, right? It's messy. Aren't you talking about gravity? Well, gravity is I'm defying gravity just by sitting up. Um, I don't know. I think that emergence, this birthing out of the earth into the daylight to become something. It's what we've been incubating under the soil for all this time. So in our own thoughts, in our own words, in our own actions, in our own behaviors, what have we been nourishing under the surface? Right? And so what happens when the unseen, that little sprout, becomes seen? Right? And so gravity, which is the law of attraction. You guys are funny. I think the law of attraction is whatever we call to ourselves. And I think what we put out is really what we want to get back. It's kind of like when you treat someone really well, you're putting out into the world what you want to receive, in my opinion. And again, everyone, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on YouTube. I am not a therapist. Um, these these discussions are for entertainment purposes. And I think of, a truth you can't unsee. Boundaries that we're suddenly feeling in our bodies that we are creating, that we're worthy of something more now. And we're braver, right? Because we talked about being brave. Um, and I think that the law of attraction isn't about forcing outcomes. It's about this resonance. It's what what are you a match for? What are you humming at? What's your tune? Um, and as we've talked about in the past, the law of attraction is misunderstood as manifesting on command. I want my Mercedes Benz. But the truth is deeper than that, because you may want something, but it's not, I always forget the right way of saying this, but it's not in the absence of not doing something about it. You don't get to say, "I want that $1,000,000 house," without working towards that $1,000,000 house. Doesn't mean that you're not gonna get it. It just means you're not gonna abracadabra or, bewitch, wiggle your nose, and there it is. It's not just going to happen. You have to participate in that emergence of what you want to attract. And I think for me, um, I there are a couple things that happen, right? When we think about hold on. Seriously, I believe the law of attraction is very literal. Whatever frequency of vibration you send out has to be the reflection, the vibration that comes back to you. It can't work any other way. I agree. You can't wish and wish and wish better things to happen if your vibration keeps calling in the lower vibration. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise be. You got it, girl. And that's the truth, guys. We if we live here, but we want what's up here. I want peace of mind. That's up here. But if I'm living in, oh crap, like the Eeyore of humanity. Okay, nothing's gonna be good. The sun's out, but there's a cloud. I guess I guess there's no happiness. If we live down here and we vibrate down here with Eeyore, we can't come up here with Pooh and that optimistic, well, the cloud's making it so I can walk without getting all hot and bothered. It's simple, it's silly, but the fact remains very much, oh Lord, you wanna buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Oh, I love that song. And it's true. It's true. I think um, we have to step back and reflect on what it is that we truly want. So I just had this conversation with a friend of mine, um, and I am gonna share it with you, but when we wanna make a change, what so it's sorry I'm late answering a complex question for work. Well, I'm about to throw a complex question out there for you. Hi, Richard. Welcome. So happy to see you and answer your question. We want you to get paid. We want you to have a job. Um, you know, Sometimes when we imagine our garden, right? And we're planting basil seeds, but we're secretly hoping for tomatoes. Let's make it simple. You water the soil, you tend to it, and then one day the basil sprouts. You didn't attract the basil because you wanted it. You attracted basil because you planted it. Emergence is about honesty. right? You're showing the truth. Your inner garden is your truth. So if you want tomatoes, you have to plant tomatoes. If we keep attracting unavailable people, emotionally unavailable people, we have to look at ourselves because it's not really the other person. We're putting out that vibration, as Karen mentioned not too long ago. We're pulling that towards us because we're not really honing in on that vibration of, well, I really want emotionally available people. I want true friendship. And I think, sometimes it's our fear of being seen. So we attract the lesser so that we don't have to be seen. Think about sometimes, I haven't been to many high end restaurants, but I have been to a few. And often, waiters and waitresses, right? They're supposed to kind of be invisible. They're there to get you what you need, but disappear. They're not really part of your experience. Now, a bad waiter can be part of your experience, but typically they weave in and out. They're not really there to be seen as part of your experience. We do that sometimes as humans in our everyday life. We don't always want to be seen. Sometimes it's safer to be under the radar, but then you can't expect your life to blossom if you're constantly hiding and being under the radar. And so I would ask you guys, have there been thoughts that have been, dominant in your everyday life lately? Are there emotions that are repeating? Are there behaviors that have been, you know, um, sort of consistent? And what I'll say for me, part of me not blossoming is my fear of dying. I've been feeling that. I've not been feeling great. So for me, that comes to the forefront. And without being dramatic, I now have, where before I didn't really feel like I had anything to live for, I have my 2 dogs. Well, what happens to them? Where do they go? Because they have to be together. And whoever takes them has to accept them as the cuddle bugs that they are, that they want to sleep with you, that they want to climb into your lap. I've got my little chunkamunka over here. I don't know if you can see him. And, he needs to be with me. He's basically, up my butt. And so what happens if I'm not here? And the same thing with my Marley girl. She's a special needs kitty cat. So the fear of exerting myself beyond my what I stuntedly think is my physical capability is what's holding me back. It's the fear for me. This is my journey today. So I would challenge you, you know, what's emerging because you're attracting a different pattern. And I want to attract a different pattern and a different thought process. Look, I don't know how long. I mean, I have today and I could have 20 years from now. When I don't feel well and when my heart sort of barks a little louder than it normally does, it makes me more hesitant. I'm not afraid of actually death. I'm afraid of my boys, what happens to my babies. Um, I'm afraid of what happens to my girl. That's pretty much it. So the emergence, the law of attraction comes into play very well timed this month. You know, Emerging is the reveal, it's the attraction, is the blueprint, right? April is this month of radical honesty. What do you really want, girl? What do you want to burst out of the earth, out of the soil? What is emerging in my life right now? And what does it reveal about my inner resonance? And that's part of the research I've been doing. Am I attracting new opportunities? No. Why? Because my resonance isn't allowing for it. And maybe, you know, oh, hang on. Let me jump into the comments for a second, guys. I got distraction. My fatalism with the world ending has been a stopper for me. But then I recently realized I have not been living my life because I'm afraid I might lose. Yep. Karen says, I'm worried about you not sleeping. I don't think people should be afraid of medication. Oh, well, so Karen, I will say that I have. Um, I have started to take, um, I'm forgetting the name of the damn pill. It's an herb, and I'm drawing a blank about it. It's not Ambien. I do have Ambien, but it's more natural. Um, and so, um, but if I need to, I will take my Ambien. And what I've been doing, and thankfully the boys have been helpful in this. We're all sleeping. I've actually gotten 5 hours in a row. The average now is about 4 hours in a row without it being interrupted, but almost 5 hours. And that's really fantastic. Melatonin. Yes, Karen, that's the one. Melatonin. And I can't take I can take half of an Ambien, but I usually take a quarter. And that's already at 2.5 milligrams. So what's it, 5 milligram that I have? You cut it in half, it's 2.5. You cut it in a quarter of that. So yeah, so yes, I'm starting to sleep because it was not good. Um, and I just take life as it comes, no fear. Yeah, Carmel. And I think that's something I just have to, and I was doing that for a while. I think what happens to me is when I have some kind of a physical response, all of a sudden everything goes crazy in my mind. So, I'll work through it. I always do. And I talk to my doctor, and I'll go have some tests. Um, and it's getting nicer out, so I have to move more. And I know once I physically start to move, two things will happen. One, I will need to sleep. Um, and two, I'll start to lose weight. And this isn't about being skinny, it's about I need to drop the weight and I need to keep moving. And the length of the day is also helping. I was journaling the other night and it was like 7:15. And as I was journaling, I'm like, oh my God, it's almost 8 o'clock and it's still light outside. And that is, for me, just makes me feel better, just naturally feel better. I don't know if it impacts any of you in the same way, but seeing the light out there longer during the day, oh my goodness, it really does feel better. Um, Richard says, the more confident I get that there is something after life, the less I worry about the end, and the more I feel free to focus on the relationship and people's while I'm here. Absolutely. Mish says, my daughter called me yesterday in tears. She is so worried about what's happening in the world. I hate that so many of us are seeing this, but also so few know what to do to work through it. Yeah, look. So your daughter's right to be concerned. Her generation, it really is the generations that's going to have to put everything back together. And we're not done with the madness that's happening right now and the fear. And I think, in this community, I'm having this all of a sudden my hands are spazzing and I can't move my right arm. Jeez Louise. Ay, ay, ay. It's because I've been using it. It's nothing more serious. Um, but she's right to be concerned. We as in this spiritual community, whatever we want to call ourselves, I'm not really sure, energetic awareness, this has to happen. This madness has to happen because we, the people, and this is across the globe, need to know that our voices matter. And that when we've had enough, we will stand up and say, enough already. You all need to be fired. It's very frustrating to see the callous disregard of our financial, emotional, familial lives being trampled on with such blatant disregard. Just yeah. It's really disheartening. But I also think it has to happen. I don't want it to happen, and I don't want the madness of, you know, the the blasting. I don't think I can say the other word, but it's you wonder, are you that power hungry? Are you that money hungry that you will rape and pillage and destroy everything underneath you? By the way, what's underneath you is what allows you to have that lifestyle. And when it's burned to the ground and you have money, but you don't have the food and you don't have the electricity and you don't have the infrastructure, what good's it going to do you? And I think the younger generation has to stand up. Bob Marley's running around in my head right now. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Um, so it's okay, Mish, I'll take a look. I think they came in the reverse order though. Do you want me to look at those now or later? Um, so when we think of, the practical examples for us as we think about emergence, feeling restless at work, for example, the attraction is you've been thinking about purpose for months, and the interpretation is your inner world is calling for alignment. If you think about relationships, suddenly intolerant of this breadcrumbing, you're going to go out there and attract and cultivate your own self-worth, which will then bring you people that will, you know, raise you up, meet you where you are or where you want to be. Some of the women that I have met over the last couple of years, I think what attracted me to them, their energy, their resonance, is their resiliency and I don't want to say their positivity, but it's not in the Pollyanna kind of attitude. It's just this knowing, this inner knowing that they are healers. They are light workers. They are light. And that's their purpose. And wherever they go, it's sort of like this little trail behind them, and people flock to them. There's nothing, it's not like a preacher's out there praising and preaching and follow me and I've got the answer and I know the way. It's, I know the way. Let me reach out my hand and take you with me. And don't be afraid because we're in this together. It's kind of what I talked about, I think, last week, right? This man fell into a manhole and he couldn't get out and he screamed up and someone threw a phone number down to him for some, to call for help. And somebody else walked by and threw him a prayer. And then he saw his friend and said, "Hey, Joe, I'm trapped down here in this manhole and I can't get out." And Joe jumped in. He's like, "What'd you do? Now we can't get out." He says, "Yeah, I've been down in this hole before and I know the way out." It's I'm sort of bastardizing that because that's not exactly how it goes, but the concept's the same. It's when we reach out and when we raise our vibration and we see the hope or the positive influence or energy of someone, we gravitate like a butterfly to the beautiful flowers, right? The bees going into the flower for the honey, so to speak. um they are attracted to that. It's in their resonance. When we are shattered or broken and we have kintsugi'd ourselves together, right, we've glued ourselves back together. Sometimes we just need to be handled delicately and we have to remind ourselves that we really are a valuable asset, not just to ourselves, but to the people around us. And that, yes, we'll be missed if we're not here. So let's be here and let's be present. So I'm seeing some chat. Let me just catch up to the chat. Mish says, I have been working on that in my own way lately. I have so much I want to share and so little time. I know, I really would love to connect. Yours isn't fear of what happens after life. It's running out of time before I can share what I've always felt I was supposed to share. Karen says, I don't fear death either, but I do fear how long it takes me to die. Can't take care of yourself. Mish says, Karen, I know that feeling as well. The thing is, things always come around. I feel blessed because I can recognize the beauty in the littlest of things. Cromel says, you will have plenty of time to share what you want to share, Misha. He wills it, Mish. We can make it through anything and still keep smiling. There are many who never felt that, sadly. And I agree. I think that there's so many people that haven't had the blessing of community. That's why I started this. Knowing we all have wounds, but we all do have wisdom in whatever way you want to define it. There's a knowing as we've experienced life. What is it that you wanted to bring into this world? And so the conversation that I had with my friend, she's going through some things. And I said, well, look, get a pen and paper and just no filter. What is it that you really want at the end of the day? What are your wishes? Just write it down. Now, what's the idea A, idea B, idea, not plan because you don't need to plan it yet. What's the idea that comes next? So I'll use me just for shits and giggles. So, so I visualize myself financially secure with a community around if in case I am not well, as Karen sort of intimated, and I don't have family or grandchildren or children to come and take care of me. And I don't want to be in an institution because they suck here. So put that out into the world. This is what I visualize. Now, in the interim, to be financially secure so that the law of attraction takes place, because just wishing it doesn't make it so. It's like, oh, I really want to win the lottery. Well, you got to play in order to win. So idea A could be renting space to do Reiki and hypnosis a couple of days a week. And I'm limited here in the United States with my disability. I can't go above that, what I'm allowed, or I will lose my benefits and or have to pay greater taxes and or there's a whole bunch of crap that goes with it. Um, that's idea A. Idea B could be creating a community where I do donation-based meditations, Reiki, and or hypnosis. Idea C could be writing my story and turning it into a book. Idea D, and so on. You see where I'm going? Now, once you've listed your ideas A through whatever, D, which one resonates the most to you? Which one do you think you could or want to accomplish? And then it's take one step, not more than that. One step. And that one step could be sharing the idea. Hey, Tallulah, this is what I'm thinking. I want to bounce some ideas off. Tallulah has no idea about anything you're talking about. You need to set the boundaries. I want to bounce some ideas off. Am I crazy? I don't want judgment coming back at me, right? I don't want someone saying, are you out of your freaking mind? Now, if I said I want a Nobel Peace Prize because I went up the street and I, created some great idea, that you're out of your mind. But what is it what one small step, and that started with cleaning for me. What one small thing can I do to get myself out of bed every day? What one small thing can I do to physically make me feel better? What one small thing can I do to make someone else feel better? Because when I help someone else or I share a giggle with someone, it actually makes me feel better. So it's a little selfish, it's a little egotistical, but it's how do I help? Fiona's here. Fiona, there's rumor that you have a birthday coming up or that it has passed. So happy birthday, just in case, because I don't know. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Mish says, Richard says, Mish, there really is only one time to start sharing, and that's now. Richard's right. Mish says, oh my God, the village has changed my life. Literally, I have never had that before, and I'm so grateful. Richard F's time. Oh, Richard Eats time? I don't know. Fifi, so glad you're here. That is my fear, Teresa. Not able to take care of myself in the bathroom scenario. I imagine in a lower cost facility, no kids and little money. Yeah, so that's why, I get it. I do. I really, 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 really do. I wish we weren't so far away. And that's part of what this community is, because it is. It's great to have the YouTube family, but what do we do in the interim for the immediate physical group? How do we create a connection so that we're not alone? It's and that's a realistic fear. It's a realistic fear. I used to say I wanted to go with go out with a blaze of glory. Like, I don't want to die slowly and painfully. I just want to go out, poof, big, but I don't want to do it now because I got my boys and I love my boys. They are my heart. If they can hang in with, when they're ready to go, I'm ready to go. So we have a little time. Karen says, I think I would like an assisted living place so I could have some friends to play card. And if that's what you would like, I want to send that energy to you, you know, and I think we all want to do that. And how does that happen? And that's the writing it down. How does it happen? And have you researched places near you? You know, and because I agree. I mean, my auntie is in a phenomenal, phenomenal place. She and my uncle saved for that situation. And then he passed recently. And so now they're only paying for one person in this wonderful facility. And she sold her house. So that gave her, I mean, she's good till she goes. I mean, she's in her early, you know, mid 90s. So I don't want her to go tomorrow, but realistically, what does she have left? Um, and both of her sons are physically nearby. They can come see her every week. I would be alone. My brother would be able to come visit me when he could, but I'm not around the corner from him. And the institutions locally that I could afford are the shit shows. So anyway, I don't want to go down that road, but if that's something that interests you, I wouldn't wait. I do it while you have a chance to choose a facility that will support you in the way that you want to be treated and supported. Richard says, I understand some sports leagues may be willing to grant one piece prize. Okay. Do I have to buy it? Um, Ben's in here. Ben's in the house. Put a Bee Gees 8-track in the microwave. Okay. Mish says, I have too many ideas going too many different ways. That's one of the problems. Precursors, organization, time, focus, boundaries, finance, confidence, peace of mind. Yours is on the 13th. Okay, hopefully I don't forget. But if I do, I'm just going to say happy birthday early. Ben, not if you're like your microwave. Not if you like your microwave. I'm pooped. I'm sorry you're pooped, Ben. I really am. You've been working hard. Everybody's been working hard. I think I don't remember ever having 8 tracks. Albums, yes. 8 tracks, no. My father and mother went from 45 78s to records. Mish says, maybe you can join us this coming Monday in our meet. Oh, we have a meet this Monday? Okay. I would love to get some info from you and we could look into resources together to see if we can find something that might help. That's beautiful, Mishy. Ben says, amazing the AI going into drones. Skynet is going to revolt against all of us, but I'm okay. I got ammo. It's frightening. This world is scary, binary. Ben says, Richard, okay, so what band Chicky is bobblehead of? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I saw Lizzie Hale. Love it. She's now on my playlist. Well, she. Hi, Clara T. Or Claire T. Thank you for being from England. Welcome. It's kind of past your bedtime. So thanks for being here and welcome. We're a little bit wacky here, but we have a lot of fun. And we are talking about in the month of April, emergence and tying it in with the law of attraction because I'm theme based and this is really about our inner growth and sort of along with my theme of gardening, bursting through the earth. And what is it that we want to attract? And what is it that we want to change within ourselves in order to attract what we want in this world? So welcome, welcome, welcome. We meet every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And that would be you're 6 hours ahead, I think. Carmel, are we 6 hours ahead for you too? I think it's past your bedtime too. I don't think you're behind. I think you're ahead. I should look that up. Um, let's see. Dun dun. Ben says, had coal dust on me and made it me icky. Feels so much better now. Well, glad you took that shower. I'll be taking that one later. I was in my garden. And as I was telling everybody, I'm really out of shape and I'm exhausted and I have so much to do. But again, it's not a complaint because I love watching things come to life. It's still a little too chilly here to actually plant vegetables. I am watching my garlic kind of pop up through the earth. Um, and some of my tulips are coming up, which is really magical. I planted some pansies because I love the colors. They're just so beautiful and they'll last pretty much all season. And then I have some flower seeds that I need to go through, but I'm out of soil. So that's on my shopping list. And I think we are expecting, I'm just checking the weather, guys. I think we're expecting some good temperatures. The lowest in the next week is 36 degrees, so we're above freezing. And we're going to hit the 70s next week, but I'll wait till we get there for me to actually believe that. 8 tracks were early 70s. Yeah, my parents didn't do 8 tracks, Karen. They just. Oh, I see. Monday the 13th, Fiona's birthday. Ben says there was a story of an AI escaping. I guess they got it, or it was hype because haven't seen anything on it this morning. Tiff is here. Hello. You're late as usual. You're fashionably on time. How's that? You guys are so funny about this AI stuff. I haven't heard anything about AI, but I sort of tuned out when I heard that there was a possibility of something nuclear happening, and I just was like, I got to tap out of that conversation because my thoughts will get me arrested. So, Claire T says, shh, it's almost 11 p.m., but you're awake for the moment. I will come back to listen on the replays. I might not last much longer. Oh, that's okay. I get it. I have some fellow creators that went live the other night at 11 p.m. Eastern, my time. And I was like, I love you. I cannot stay up. Time is of no relevance to Kermel. Trying not to make another BG joke. Pansies are pretty little flowers. Oh, I have wait till you see. I'm going to take you along with it, and I'm going to try to show my garden. I'll have cosmos, and I'll have hollyhocks, and I'll have gladiolas, and peonies, and dahlias, and cannas, which are kind of like a lily-ish flower. Do I have any daylilies? I don't think I have any daylilies. I'm not sure. I don't think I got any. I'll have marigolds, of course, because they're great in a garden to deter some aphids and little critters that eat my veggies. I'm going to try some companion planting this year with my vegetables and the herbs. So I'm really going to try that and see how it works. And the vegetables will get planted soon. Soon, but not too soon because, again, we had snow 2 days ago and it was chilly. And even the puppers, who you can't see at the moment, but they did get groomed, so they're naked. They're naked boys. and the chilly naked boys. So I've actually been taking them out later in the morning so it'll warm up a little bit before they go out with their naked skin. Um, but they're very excited after this. They get to go for their WALK for the last one for the evening. But I love flowers. They bring me such joy. And I also have hostas, which I love hostas, all different kinds of hostas. I don't know if anyone knows what a Rose of Sharon is, but it is a beautiful flower, and I planted that right near my front of the house. Um, and then I'll have a whole bunch of other things. So I plan on giving a tour once all of this is done and I've recreated my backyard because right now it does look like something exploded back there. And I'm pulling stuff out of my she shed with all the old pots and containers. And so this is part of the emergence. But I have to do it slowly, guys. You know, the ticker is it's out of sync. That's a really good way of me saying it. My ticker's out of sync. Um, I think part of it may just be that I haven't been getting enough rest. And I think part of it is that I'm really out of shape. And I don't want fear to be the reason why I don't do things. Um, and and then trying to see what's going to come from, come in the next 6 months to a year to 2 years. What do I want to do every single day? What's my purpose? And how can I make a small difference in the world? I'm sorry, was I bumping you around? So I think those are the things that as we emerge out of our cocoons, our winter cocoons, our hibernation. I have my garden shirt on. It was too cold, but I got gardening is my which one is it? Therapy. Gardening's my therapy. Um, and I'm really I'm really trying to be brave. I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to, think every time I do something and every pain that I'm experiencing is going to be the last. I am going to see if I can find who really will be able to take my boys full time. Originally, I thought it would be my brother. And I still think if, worse comes to worse, he absolutely would, but he's not there all the time. And I need someone to be with them all the time. So I have to think about that. And that's what keeps me up at night. And and I think the stress of what's going on in our world, the madness, but also people standing up. It's amazing. Watching Americans stand up and say, enough, enough. This is insane, enough. Let's see. Darth. Okay, thanks, Mish. She put the post out in her community post for Monday. She wants to have a fruit face or something. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Where's Aria? Her AI dar must be going insane right now. Yep. Love the strawberries. I think you're talking about the AI strawberries, but I'm also growing strawberries. Okay. I'm just checking comments. Person who cooked carrots and then peas in the same pot is not sanitary. Oh my God. You have your own Kuchenhof. I know, I have my own Kuchenhof. Just not as beautiful. And if anybody's wondering what we're talking about, in Cremel's homeland, there are magical gardens, well-designed tulips, and not just tulips, like daffodils and so many other glorious flowers, but they weave these beautiful hundreds, thousands of tulips, multiple colors over water and um it is seriously one of the most magical places in the world for me. I know I have a limited travel scope, but I still have those photos I took all those years ago, and I'm going to be uploading them to my digital photo album because the beauty and the majesty and the romance of it and the magicalness, which is a new word, thank you, is just, it's really mind blowing. And I, I I would go there to live. Like it's Amsterdam, the Netherlands, just really, I don't know. I got off that plane and I'm like, I'm home. And I was only there for a short period of time, but it's a walkable place in the city. Now I wasn't, I didn't live out in the burbs, but um it's really a magical place. So I love Cremel's homeland. Oh, Richard says, I have a huge Rose of Sharon hibiscus in the backyard. So in my old house, I had 3 in my backyard that were ginormous. And what were they? 2 pinks and a white in the middle, I think. And this one that I had just planted is sort of a purpley pinkish. Really just beautiful. I can't wait. It's small, but that's okay. And I also love hydrangeas. Another beautiful, beautiful flower in full bloom with their colors or dried. They're magical. All right, let's see. Ben says, what are you trying to say accident? I had a pic of Sharon Stone on a dartboard. So I missed something somewhere in that conversation, I think. Sorry, this is all you get. Okay, Ben. Our hostas, Claire says, our hostas are just emerging and the Rose of Sharon is still asleep. Yeah, it's still asleep for sure. We have highs of 47 a day and lows at 38 at night. Yeah, so you're experiencing it too. My hostas, you're just starting to see a little poking out of the earth, but the tulips are really starting to push. I give it a week. And we're expecting some rain. So once we get some rain, I expect them to just come up and can't wait. Richard says, Claire, I wish we could have hostas, but they are basically bunny food. Oh, really, Richard? I didn't know bunnies loved hostas. All the years that I had 75 hostas, I don't ever remember them being nibbled. Even the deer, I don't remember them coming to nibble on them. And I was on the back of the woods. But I think I had a lot of other good stuff for them to nibble on, so who knows? Let's see. They can move to Ohio with Tiff. Oh, I love the boys. Really? Would you love my boys for life? Because I'm telling you, it keeps me up at night. These little pumpkin heads keep me up at night. Claire says incarnasol or sheep food when they escape from the farmer's field. It will be months before our Rose of Sharon will begin to wake up. Yeah, the same thing here, Richard. Yeah, absolutely. They're not coming up anytime soon. All right, Ben, thanks for stopping by. I know you have to go back to work. You gotta Gonna make that bacon, baby. Mish says, I have a special place in my heart for Rosa Sharon. My mom's name was Sharon. Oh, that's beautiful. Mish, I picture you as a strawberry. I love cooked carrots and peas together or separate. I know, me too. I'll be growing peas and carrots. Let's see. Damn it. I dug deep for a strawberry pun and he's got nothing. Oh, you guys are so funny. Let's see. I didn't realize that we were past time and I didn't even finish the topic today, but that's okay. I heard of a tulip bicycle route. Is that it? I would need Kremel to answer that, but if there was, I didn't see it, I missed it, but I would go back just to find it. I would. It's my dream. So talk about manifesting. It's my dream to create a mini Kuchenhof with the way that they, it's so designed. And they show you on YouTube and other places on how to do beautiful flower designs. I have these big pots that next year I'll be planting. It's daffodils, tulips, and what's the little purple ones? Really perfumey. Fudge, I can't remember what it's called. I'm having a brain fart. Maybe somebody can put it in the chat. You can do it, and so one comes up to the surface first, then the next one, then the next one. So the pot's constantly full, and I love them. Oh, really? They have to use pesticides to make it look like that? Oh, I'm sorry. That I didn't know. Richard says my wife's best friend. Whoops. I got to go back up. It scrolled. Ah! Hold on. I hit a wrong button. My wife's best friend from when she was younger is Sharon. Oh, she and her husband visit annually. We had my mama, Sharon Ann, and also my aunt Sharon Kay. It got messy, I would imagine. Me too. Yeah, I try to, in my gardening, I don't use pesticides. So I will use hot pepper around certain things to deter certain critters. I'll use cinnamon. I will use companion planting of things that will deter it. And then I'll just get my old little fingers in there and squish and kill any, little critters that are eating the flowers or the vegetables. If I had chickens, I'd feed them to the chickens, but I don't have chickens. But I do know somebody who will go sweep all the critters, put them in a container, and bring them to the chickens. And the chickens love them. Yeah. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? I thought you meant sleigh bell flowers. Crocus. Thank you. Crocus is one of them. I just like rodent sides more. We lost an eagle from a mating pair by the lake earlier this year. There are a few bicycle routes along that route. Mint is good, but you have to be careful with mint because, as you know, if you just put it in a garden, it's going to take over. So you have to put it in its own individual pot. So I don't usually keep mint. I keep mint around, but I don't keep it in with the veggies or flowers. Yeah, and peppermint oil works as well. Here's some of the stuff, the issues. You got to do it every single day. You have to, because either the dew or the rain or the sun, it all melts away. So it's not constant. You can make a peppermint oil spray. I like how I'm doing this. A peppermint oil spray sounds like Yeah, Richard, I'm really sorry about that. We have rats running around, and I was going to start to use some poisons. And I talked to somebody, and they're like, "Look, that's fine, but if an eagle, an owl, a Cooper hawk grabs it, they then die." So I'm like, "Crap." So either we'll trap them, or I'll just live with them running through my yard. They don't eat anything. They use my yard as a um, means to an end. They're traveling through mine to get to my neighbors who have all sorts of crap outside that's edible. I don't keep crap outside. I even take in my bird food every single day. And I have a basket underneath that catches the seeds so it doesn't hit the ground for that specific reason. Um, oh, John's here. Hi, John. Welcome. I know we're getting ready to leave. Mouse poison should be banned because, yeah, I know. Let's see. I can't do sticky traps for, to me, that's so cruel. It just, I did it once and it literally broke my heart, and I had to save the damn mouse. I, I just couldn't. To me, it's cruel. If there's no immediate end of life for the rodent, um, I'm not going to make something suffer. I'm just not. I'm going to find a way to keep it out of my house. Not that it's in my house, but in my garden, I'll just use some detractors. I could cage them, but then I don't know where to go to get rid of them. And yes, I have neighbors that would love to just take a rock and pound them to death. I just can't. Um, I don't know if it's karma. I don't know if I was a rat in my last life. I don't know. So I just can't do it. And yeah, it breaks my heart. And that's, yeah. So anyway, I just want to finish up our thought, and then I'll let you guys go. I'm sure there's some exciting things happening today, but when we think about what's showing you about what you've been attracting, right? So what's been showing me what I've been attracting? If I'm attracting fear because I'm afraid, I need to move past that, right? So you need to sort of rewire the brain. What new resonance do I want to cultivate so that something different can emerge? And I think creating resolution. What happens if, so that I live in the life that I have today? And if God forbid my time comes, I can go knowing that everything's taken care of. And that is my goal for the next couple of weeks, is to make sure I have a plan, because um then I can just live wholeheartedly. And if I go out, if I were to drop in my garden, I wouldn't care because everything's coming up roses, right? So um I think that's part of it. So I had some notes. I want to just see if I have anything else that I wanted to say. So when we think about April and the archetype of emergence, it's really inviting you, me, to meet what's rising with curiosity and not judgment, right? And the law of attraction is reminding us that we're not powerless. We're participants in all of the patterns that show up. So instead of trying to control what emerges, it says tend to the resonance behind it. When we shift our inner frequency, right, we shift what becomes possible. I really like that idea. So, having said that, let me just finish up in the comments. My mice are inside my house now. I also have 5 feral cats outside, but I feed them. Yeah, and I plant a lot of cat grass for the cats, the feral cats that are outside. So I'm hoping to attract them. Wink, wink, attract. Um, and if I find that they're scrawny and need food, I'll feed them. But I'd rather them feed on my rats. And yeah, I don't have them in the house, um, at least that I'm aware of. But I also have a cat in the house, not in the basement, but um, I'm always on the lookout, and I seal any holes that I find, even though it's a rental property. Um, I'm just not going to live with little guys running around the walls. So, uh, happy birthday, Fee. Hope you had a great day. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. That's the end of my singing. Oh, all right. So, Fee, it's on Monday. All right. Fees on Monday. Um, don't forget to share, comment. Yes, please share. Please like. Um, and thank you all for being here. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm sorry I missed it. I'm really trying to be well so that I don't miss any of these lives because they're important to me too. And you all are very important to me. You mean so much to me. Just showing up. Those of you that catch me on the replay, I love you. I love all of you for being here. Um, and I'm so glad you're on this journey with me. Claire's a new person, so welcome, welcome, welcome. We look forward to seeing you again, whether live or replay. I do read the comments, so please feel free, everybody, to comment. And until I see you guys on Tuesday, we missed you. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Mish. It's been a little scary time, but I'm going to keep on trucking. And I'm sure there's a song. Oh, there is a song. But I love you guys. So I send you with love, with light, with healing, with compassion, sprinkled with a lot of joy and a whole bunch of laughter and giggles. May you be blessed, truly blessed until I see you on Tuesday. And I'm sure I'll see you on other channels before then. But until then, be blessed. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Stay well. Mwah.